Hello students, welcome again to the engineering chemistry course. Before starting the today's lecture, just have a quick recap of the previous class. In the previous class, we have started with the substitution reactions, and in the substitution reactions, we have learned about the types of substitution reactions. Three types of substitution reactions we have discussed in our previous class, that were the nucleophilic substitution reactions, electrophilic substitution reactions, and the free radical substitution reactions. In our previous lecture, we have started with the nucleophilic substitution reactions, in which we have learned the SN1 reactions. In the SN1 reactions, we have learned the mechanism of SN1 reactions, kinetics of SN1 reactions, and the stereochemistry of the SN1 reactions. That all the topics we have covered in our previous lecture. So, in the today's class, we will continue the topic nucleophilic substitution reactions. In our previous class, we have learned that the nucleophilic substitution reactions are depending upon the mechanism of the reaction, majorly of the four types: SN1 reactions, SN2 reactions, SNI reactions, and SNAR reactions. So today we are continuing with the nucleophilic substitution bimolecular reaction, that is SN2 reaction. In the today's class, we will learn about the mechanism of SN2 reactions, kinetics of SN2 reactions, stereochemistry of the SN2 reactions. So in all, we will learn all about the SN2 reaction and their mechanism. After that, we will discussing about the SN1 versus SN2 reactions. So let us start with the substitution nucleophilic bimolecular reactions, that is SN2 reactions. In the SN2 reaction, the addition of the nucleophile and the elimination of the leaving group take place simultaneously. That means at the same time the leaving group is departed from the substrate molecule, as well as the nucleophile attacks onto the substrate molecule. Both the processes, that means the leaving of the leaving group, departing of the leaving group, as well as attaching of the nucleophile, takes place at the same time. Both the process going on simultaneously. So in this type of reactions, these process proceeds with the one-step mechanism. That means attaching and leaving, both the processes taking place in the one step only, that is the rate determining step as well. So in the first step, or in the one step reaction, while the nucleophile attacks onto the substrate molecule, there is the formation of the transition state. In this transition state, the leaving group is partially bonded with the central carbon atom, as well as the nucleophile also partially bonded with the central carbon atom. So there is the formation of the transition state takes place in this one step mechanism. Always remember that these reactions are completed with the inversion of configuration always. Okay, how it happens we will discuss in next part of this lecture. So this reaction followed the second order kinetics. Why it is the second order kinetics? Because in the rate determining step, both the nucleophile as well as the substrate molecule taking part. So haloalkanes as well as the nucleophile, both the molecule taking part in the rate determining step. That is why these are the second order reactions. That means rate of reaction depends on both of the concentration of the methyl bromide or the alkyl halide as well as onto the nucleophile. That is the reason why these reactions are called as the substitution nucleophilic bimolecular reaction, or the SN2 reactions. Okay, now look at here, we just remembered that these SN2 reactions are taking place with the inversion of configuration. That means if the substrate molecule is the dextrorotatory, then the product will be the levorotatory. Why it happens? Why inversion of configuration takes place? This can be answered with the stereochemistry of the SN2 reactions. In SN2 reaction, attack of the nucleophile at the alkyl halide is the rate determining step, in which departure of the leaving group occurs simultaneously with the backside attack of the nucleophile. Thus, SN2 reaction proceeds with the inversion of configuration of the stereocenter. That is why these also known as the Walden inversion. Look at here. This is the substrate molecule. This one, methyl bromide. Now, when nucleophile attacks onto the methyl bromide, okay, so since leaving group is departing from here, so the nucleophile cannot attack onto the carbon from this side. It cannot possible because here bromide is already present. That is why only one possibility of attack of the nucleophile onto the carbon is from the back side, from the leaving group. So there is the only one possibility of the OH minus attack onto the carbon center, that is the opposite side from the bromide. That is why this OH minus can attack only from this side, which is opposite to the leaving group. Hence, this attach onto the carbon atom from the opposite side of the bromide atom. Therefore, the product will be formed of the reverse configuration of the reactant molecule. That is why inversion of configuration taking place, and this inversion is known as the Walden inversion. That happens only due to the formation of this transition state, because there is no carbocation formation taking place in the SN2 reactions. In the SN2 reactions, leaving group departure and the attaching of the nucleophile taking place in a single step only. So possibility to attack onto the carbon center is only from the opposite side of the leaving group. That is why it happens with the inversion of the configuration only. Now let us discuss about the kinetics of the SN2 reactions. We know these reactions proceeds in the one step only. In this step, both the species, the reacting species or the substrate molecule as well as the nucleophile are taking part. That is why the rate of SN2 reaction is dependent on the nucleophile concentration as well as the concentration of the alkyl halide, and hence the rate of the SN2 reaction is given by the K, that is the rate constant, concentration of alkyl halide as well as the concentration of the nucleophile. Therefore, the SN2 reactions are of the second order reactions, because these reaction rate depends on the concentration of the alkyl halide as well as the nucleophile. So these are the second order reactions. So if we double the concentration of the alkyl halide and the nucleophile, concentration of both of these if doubled, then the rate of reaction will be increased 4 times. This is not similar with the SN1 reaction, because in the SN1 reaction we have learned that the SN1 reaction depends only on the concentration of the alkyl halide, but in the SN2 reaction the rate of reaction depends upon the alkyl halide as well as the nucleophile concentration. That is why these reactions are the second order reactions. Now, so let us conclude the SN2 reaction. This is the mistyped SN2 reactions. Always the SN2 reaction proceeds through the one-step mechanism in which transition state is formed, and in this step alkyl halide and the nucleophile both are taking part. That is why these reaction follows the second order kinetics. The SN2 reactions are stereospecific reactions in which inversion of configuration takes place because attack of the nucleophile and the departure of the leaving group taking place in the same step. That is why the only one possibility of attack of the nucleophile onto the carbon center is from the backside of the leaving group. Hence, inversion of configuration takes place, and this is known as the Walden inversion. These reactions are favored by the non-polar solvents. The most favorable SN2 reaction is with the methyl halides. The reactivity order of the alkyl halides are: methyl halide is more reactive towards the SN2 mechanism, then primary, then secondary, and the tertiary halide is the least reactive towards the SN2 mechanism. Now, next question comes to our mind that the nucleophilic substitution reaction we have discussed so far is the reaction between the alkyl halide and the nucleophile. So, how we can predict for the nucleophilic substitution reaction that it follows SN1 or the SN2 mechanism, because reagent is the same, that is the nucleophile, and substrate is the same, that is the alkyl halide. So how can we predict the mechanism will be the SN1 or it will be the SN2? So let us discuss. When considering whether a nucleophilic substitution is likely to occur via an SN1 or the SN2 mechanism, we really need to consider the following three factors. First is the nature of the substrate, second, nature of nucleophile, and third, nature of the solvent. Let us discuss one by one each of these factors. First is the nature of the substrate, that means organic molecule. When the leaving group is attached to a methyl group or a primary carbon, an SN2 mechanism is favored. Here the electrophile is unhindered by the surrounded group. That is why attack of the nucleophile can take place in the single step with the departure of the leaving group. So SN2 mechanism will be favored in this case. When the leaving group is attached to the tertiary, allylic or benzylic carbon, a carbocation intermediate will be relatively stable, and thus SN1 mechanism is favored. As we have discussed in our previous class that SN1 reactions taking place with the formation of the carbocation intermediate. So the stability of carbocation increases. As the stability of the carbocation increases, this will favor the SN1 mechanism. So the following pattern will be observed for the SN1 or the SN2 reactions. For the methyl or the primary alkyl halide, only SN2 reaction is possible. For secondary alkyl halide, SN1 as well as the SN2 both mechanism can followed. It depends on other factors also. For the tertiary halide, SN1 reaction is always follows. For the primary, secondary, benzylic and the allylic halide, both the SN1 or the SN2 mechanism can be followed. For the tertiary benzylic and allylic halides, only SN1 mechanism is followed. So this is based on only these two factors. First is the steric hindrance of the attacking nucleophile. Second is the stability of the carbocation. Now, next factor is the nature of the nucleophile. The powerful nucleophile, especially those with the negative charges, favors the SN2 mechanism, because as the nucleophile is powerful, it directly attacks onto the substrate molecule in the first step only. That is why SN2 mechanism will be favored. weaker nucleophile such as the water and alcohol favors the SN1 mechanism. Why? Because in this type of reaction, due to the weaker nucleophilicity of the nucleophile, first the carbocation formation takes place. In general, a negatively charged nucleophile is always a more reactive nucleophile than its conjugated acid. For example, OH minus is better nucleophile than H2O. Similarly, RO minus is better nucleophile than the ROH. Always remember, the negatively charged nucleophile are the more powerful nucleophiles, and these nucleophiles will favor the SN2 mechanism. Next factor is the nature of the solvent. The polar aprotic solvents favors the SN2 mechanism by enhancing the reactivity of the nucleophile, while the polar protic solvents favors the SN1 mechanism by stabilizing the carbocation intermediate. So all the solvents which favors the formation and stability of the carbocation intermediate will favor the SN1 mechanism, while those solvents which enhances the reactivity of the nucleophile will favor the SN2 mechanism always. Now, these are the summarized facts for the comparison of the SN1 versus SN2 reaction mechanism. First is the alkyl halide structure. We know that the methyl primary alkyl halide, methyl secondary and the tertiary alkyl halide, the reactivity order for the SN2 reaction is this, in which methyl is the most reactive and the tertiary halide is the least reactive. Similarly, this is opposite for the SN1 mechanism, in which tertiary halides are most reactive and the methyl halides are the least reactive for the SN1 mechanism. Nature of the nucleophile and the concentration of the nucleophile. High concentration of a strong nucleophile always favor the SN2 mechanism. Always remember, when the nucleophile is strong in nature, it attacks directly in the first step onto the substrate molecule. That is why always favors the SN2 mechanism, while the weak nucleophile, often the solvents are favored the SN1 mechanism. When we talking about the mechanism of both of these reactions, SN2 reaction follows the one-step mechanism, while SN1 reactions follows the two-step mechanism. Rate determining step. In the rate determining step of SN2 reaction, the pentavalent transition state formation taking place, while in the SN1 reaction, formation of carbocation taking place in the rate determining step. Rate law of SN2 and SN1 reactions. The rate law of SN2 reaction is rate is equal to rate constant, concentration of alkyl halide as well as the concentration of the nucleophile, while in SN1 reaction, the rate of reaction is dependent only onto the alkyl halide concentration. This is a big difference between these two. When we are talking about the stereochemistry of both of these reactions, must remember that SN2 reaction proceeds with the inversion of the configuration. This is known as the Walden inversion. While in SN1 reaction, racemization takes place, that means racemic mixture is formed. The polar and aprotic solvent always favors the SN2 mechanism, while the polar and protic solvents favors the SN1 mechanism. For example, alcohol water favors the SN1 mechanism, while acetone DMSO favors the SN2 mechanism. Now, it is time for your learning check. Look at the conditions given in the following reaction to determine whether the substitution is unimolecular or bimolecular, whether it is SN1 reaction or SN2 reaction. Think for this. We will discuss its answer in our next live class. Now, Let us revise what we have learned in the today's lecture. Today we are continuing the topic substitution reaction, in which the nucleophilic substitution reaction we have started with in our previous lectures. In the today's lecture we will cover the topic SN2 reactions, and in the SN2 reactions we have discussed about the mechanism of SN2 reactions, kinetics of SN2 reactions, and the stereochemistry of SN2 reactions. Three important points we must have remembered for the SN2 reactions. These are the reaction completed in the one step with the formation of the pentavalent transition state. Second, these are the second order reactions. Rate of reaction depends on the substrate molecule as well as the nucleophile concentration. Third, the SN2 reaction always completed with the inversion of configuration, which is known as the Walden inversion. So you must remember all these important points about the SN2 reactions. Then we have learned or discussed the comparative study of the SN1 and the SN2 reactions. So that's all for the today's lecture. Thank you. Take good care of yourself and keep enjoy e-learning at home. Thank you.